Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the surprise. So as you can see here, I'm packing because we're in the process of moving. Was this planned? Yes. Did you guys know about it? No. And there was no reason for that other than I just wanted to keep that part of my life a secret, and then just share when I felt ready to share, which is now. So we've lived in the house that you're seeing right now. We lived there for 2 years, and this past March, our landlord told us that she needed to move back into this house so we could stay until September when our lease was up, but just to be looking. And then if we moved out sooner, then that would be totally fine as well. And so we've actually been looking for a home. We had been looking to buy a home since March of this past year. And if you keep up with any sort of news or media or anything, you can definitely see that the market is pretty crazy and not buyer friendly at the moment. So it was definitely not an easy process. And we had several bumps along the road, and I just did not know what God was doing in all of it, but I knew that He knew that we were going to have to move and find a new place to live, and I knew that He would provide for us, and I can tell you now that He definitely did. So the whole time we thought that we were going to be buying a home, and that's truly what we felt that God was speaking to us. And it ended up not working out that way. So we actually are renting again a new home. But God is so good, and He really showed out for us. And so back in March when we started looking, I had a list of just certain things that just I really wanted to do for like in a home. And so part of that was a 3-2. So the house that you see right here, it was a 2-1, 2 bed, 1 bath. So I really wanted 3 bed, 2 bath, and I really wanted just more space. I definitely wanted a fenced-in backyard, and just other things on my list that I could negotiate because I knew with everything going on in the market and our budget and all of that I couldn't be too picky. But I also knew that was just my flesh talking, but I also knew with the Spirit, that God would provide for us. And so fast forward all the way to September of this past year, and when our lease is technically up, and we still had nothing. And by the grace of God, our landlord, she extended our lease twice. So she extended it through the month of September, and then through the month of October, and then she even extended it one more time through the month of November, and said, okay guys, this is it. Like, I can't extend any more past November. And so by the time that the mid to end of October hit, I was like, okay, it is really crunch time. Like, God, do you want us to still buy, or do you want us to rent? Because everything in the natural just was looking crazy. And so we actually ended up putting an offer in on a home, and it wasn't everything that I wanted. It was a 2 bed, 2 bath. It had a really nice screened in porch area, but the backyard wasn't fenced in. And so I was like, okay, well, this house is still a little bit pricey for what we would like, and but you know what? Let's just do it, because the house had really great things about it. It was in a great area, great neighborhood. The address of the street that it was on was Hope Drive, and when I pulled into the driveway for the first time and I noticed that it was on Hope Drive, I was like, okay, God, this can go one of two ways. This is the hope that I needed to hold on to, that this is the house for us, or that God was going to say, no, this isn't the house for you, but keep having hope because something is coming. And so I didn't know what path that God was taking us on with this house, but we put in our offer, and I was like, okay, God, it's in your hands now. Do what only you can do. And so a couple days went by, and we heard back from our realtor, and we did not get the house. And I was crushed, and I was devastated, and I just didn't know what God was doing. I trusted Him, but I was so confused. And about a week went by, and I just was like, okay, God, what do you want? And so I just started to look the rent route, because I was like, there's no way we can buy a house within 30 days, less than 30 days realistically. And so I just started looking the rent route. And I remember it was on Tuesday, so November 1st, and it was a Tuesday night. And I remember finding a house on one of the house apps for rent. And it was a little bit over our budget of what we'd want to spend for rent, which, by the way, rent right now in this market is, wow, it is high, especially here in Florida. And so I saw the house, and it's 3-2, screened in patio, fenced backyard, huge garage. And the best part, you guys, it's in the same neighborhood that we already lived in, just one street over. And so I messaged the owner of the house, and I just said, hey, can we schedule a time to come view this house and to just take a look at it? And he messaged me right back and was like, okay, you can come right now. I'm here right now working on some stuff. And so I was like, wow, okay. So we literally walked over, because it was just a street over. So we walked over, we toured the house, we talked to him for a little bit, and then we left. And on our walk home, I was asking Dylan like what he thought, and he just kind of laughed, and he's like, well, what do you think? And I just said, I know that it's pricey, but I love this home. And it has everything in it that we are believing for and praying for. And he was like, okay. So that night we put in the application, and the owner told us that if we wanted this home, we were going to have to act fast, because there was like 50 plus people applying for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So we applied for it, and I just said, okay, God, like if you want this to be our home, you will allow it. If not, then we'll keep searching. And that was Tuesday night. And then Wednesday morning, the guy is messaging me and Dylan, asking us more in-depth questions about us, needing some more information from us. And by 11 o'clock the next day, on Wednesday, we were signing the lease for the house that we're in now. And it is only because of God that this happened. And then the craziest thing was, we said, okay, well, we'll move in the following Friday, not 2 days, from when we signed it, but we'll move in the following Friday. And he said, well, actually, I live out of state, and the sooner you guys can move in, the better. So we ended up moving in that Friday. So we toured the house on Tuesday, we signed the lease on Wednesday, and then we started to move in on Friday. And if that that is 100% God. We have nothing to do for that except for just giving God the glory. And I'm just so, you guys, when I tell you that I love this home, I love it so much. And that doesn't take away from everything from the home that we were in that you see right here, because I prayed for 6 months for the home that you see. And it came down to the wire. In our apartment, we had 2 weeks left on our lease, and God came through and gave us exceedingly and abundantly more than I even asked for. And he did it again with the house that we're in. And so I'm just so grateful for everything that God is doing. And I'm just so happy for where God has us. And I just want to say to all of you that if you're going through something, or if you're struggling with your faith, just keep holding on, because there were days and moments when I just didn't know what God was doing, and I was lost. But I'm so thankful that I just kept holding on, because God just really blew my mind with how he worked things out. And he's going to work it out for you, and it might not be how you think, or definitely not in the timeline that you think that it should happen, but he does work it out for his people, because he is so good to us, and he loves us so much. But yeah, that's the update. I'm excited to show you guys our new home. I probably won't give you a full house tour, just privacy reasons, but obviously you'll see bits and pieces as I film and make videos for you all. But yeah, I'm just so excited for this next chapter and for where God is going to take us and our family. But I hope that you enjoy the rest of the video. Are you sleeping? Oh, you guys, Atticus was sleeping. So, okay. Hey, no shopping. So I haven't updated you guys in a while as far as like where things are at in our move. So I can't with them, you guys. So most of the stuff, today is Friday, by the way, and most of the stuff is moved. Like stuff that I can fit in my SUV. But there's like the big stuff, like our beds. I can technically fit our nightstands in my car, and I might put them in there today. I'm not 100%. But like our big stuff, like our kitchen table, our beds, both of our dressers, just bigger stuff like that, which again, it will not take that long. The couches, I don't know how I left that out, but we're making really good progress. And it is 4:15, and I've been doing this since 7:15 this morning. So I'm exhausted. I've walked a ton, but we are getting it done. So tomorrow, Saturday, is our official move out day. So we'll have everything out by tomorrow, and that way we can just focus on cleaning and just walking through it and basically saying our goodbyes. So that is that. But I haven't fully decided if I'm gonna give you guys a tour of our whole house just for privacy reasons. I don't know that I will, but you know, with videos and vlogs, you'll see it. But me personally, I just don't want to, and I hope that you guys can respect that. But this house is everything that I prayed for and wanted, and again, I don't know if I've explained this in the beginning or anything like that, but we are renting again, which God's plans are always better than ours. And this house has everything on it that I wanted in a home, and it has like secret things that are on my secret list that I just didn't think that we could get. Like, this is silly, but for example, the driveway that we're in now, it's like a 1-car driveway basically, so we have to park like behind each other like this. And so sometimes we'd have to coordinate like, okay, who's got to leave first, and we'd have to park, and it just became a whole thing. And this driveway has, we can park side by side like this. And so that is just such a huge thing for me. This home, like the one we're going to, it is such a blessing from God, and I'm so excited to be there and to make more memories. This house that I'm physically in right now, it was an answered prayer that I prayed for 6 months for and believed for. So to leave this blessing is really sad and really hard, but I know that good things are coming. And last night I cried. I'm being very vulnerable, but you guys are my people, and I like to be honest with you. But last night I cried, and I cried a lot. I just have a lot of feelings about this house, and just it's like I was having to mourn it a little bit. And maybe to some people that's silly. It's just a house and whatever. We all have our different beliefs in that, which is totally fine. But for me, I know that God is healing my heart and just allowing me to have my emotions and my sadness, and then helping me to navigate how to move on and to be into the next blessing that He has given us. Because we've been praying for a home since March, and so this has been a long time coming as well. So I'm just so excited to start this next chapter, this next journey, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along with me, along for the ride, and so I hope that you're excited as well. but I didn't vlog very much today as far as like packing and stuff is going, just because one of my coworkers, she came over today because she's off on Fridays as well, and she came over and she spent 3 hours with me packing, which a lot of my stuff was already packed, but she helped me pack a little bit, and she helped me load it up in both of our vehicles, unload it at our new house. Like, just, I mean, 3 hours on her day off, like, it was just incredible. And I'm just so grateful for the community of people that God has blessed us with. So I'm very, very happy, and I'm excited for this new chapter and for where God is gonna take us. And I'm excited again for you guys to be along for the ride. And I'll tell you this last little thing, and then I'm gonna get back to work. But my favorite meal ever, I think it's like a nostalgia thing, is roast beef with mashed potatoes and peas and gravy. That is, I mean, my Nana always made that meal growing up, and it quickly became my favorite meal. And last week, with how quick everything happened with getting this house, we hadn't meal planned yet, but I was like, I'm gonna go on and buy golden mushroom to put in, like, when we make a roast. I'm gonna go on and buy that. And roast beef wasn't on our menu, but I was like, you know what, I just will. And I know that was such a God thing, because a couple days later when we were making our menu for the week, Dylan was like, we've got roast in the freezer, why don't we make a roast this week? And he was like, but wait, we don't have golden mushroom. And I was like, yes we do. And he's like, what? And I said, yeah, I just bought some. And he's like, why? And I was like, I really honestly do not know why I bought it. And so we're having it tonight, Friday night, and to me that's just so special, because this is our last night in this house, and it's like our final meal here, and it's my favorite meal, and we're about to walk into a new blessing with God and with our family and with our friends. And it just, silly as this sounds, just having the roast beef just is like the perfect send-off meal. So I'm really excited to have that meal, and I am excited for our new chapter and for where God is taking us and for where this next year is going to lead us. So yeah, I'm excited, but enough of the heart to heart and all of that. We will, I don't know if maybe right this second, because I just sat down to take a breather, but soon we will pick back up, and I will start packing again. You guys working hard, or?
All this monstera on this tree over here,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna propagate for myself.
Go ahead. Josh, you working hard or no? No?
I'm not the one just sitting on my phone filming right now.
Oh. Oh. As if I haven't done anything. All right, guys, so we just went and picked up a pizza for our friends, just as like a thank you for helping, and we got an extra large pizza. You guys, you ready for this? Oh my gosh.
Like, hand for size.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. And then I got a Mountain Dew and then garlic knots and marinara and all that. So we are about to go grub down. Oh my.
Yo.
What? What?
It's nothing to do with pizza.
I'll say it on video.
When that washer goes off, you're gonna pee yourself.
Why is it so loud?
He's like screams of the band.
Well, we heard me and Rachel heard something, but we didn't know what it was. Anyways, back to the pizza. So we're having pizza and
Headphone users.
dun, 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 dun. We've got those.
Best garlic knots.
The best.
I'm
Josh.
just waiting for this segment to be done so I can get pizza.
So I'll keep it going so Josh can't eat. All right, time to eat.
Oops.
This better be the thumbnail.